Here's the reality. When it comes to sin, you guys, one of the reasons why sin is so attractive is because you get what you chose. Every single sin, we get what we chose. And this is the reality, of course, it's the truth for every single one of our lives. You and I are free to make whatever choice we want. We're just not free to choose the consequences of those choices. And what is the consequence of this first sin? I don't know if you know this, but the English word sin comes from the German word Sünde. The German word Sünde is where we get the word sin. And the German word Sünde is where we get the English word sunder, right? So what happens is she reaches out. It's a good thing. It's fine. I just want happiness, but apart from God. And what happens, she reaches out, and what happens for all humanity is we experience this Sünde. We're splintered. Every single one of us, from this moment on, we experience life where we're asunder, we're splintered, we're divided, we're drifting. In fact, here's a little theology lesson for today, as if you haven't had enough theology yet today. But here's the man and woman who are good, and from now on, they're still good, but they're broken. Here's the world. God made it. It's still good, but here's the world. It's good, but it's broken now. And we experience this every day. Because this is us, this is you and me. Ever since this moment, human beings made in God's image are good, but we're broken. And you know, the church actually describes there are 4 ways that we experience this Sünde. There's 4 ways we experience this splintering. The first way is we have a darkening of the intellect. Right? So we can still think, but you're stupid. Some are like, seriously? Yeah, seriously. We can still use our brain. Your brain is good. It's just weak, darkened. Second is a weakening of the will. That you can still choose, you can still do things, but it's like, fact is, how many of you last night said, hey, my hotel has a gym. I'm setting the alarm for 5 a.m. so I can work out before the 3-hour mass. And then what happens is the alarm goes off and the snooze button is your best friend. That's a result of sin. It's because why? Because we have darkening of the intellect. We have a weakening of the will. We can still choose, but we choose weakly. Darkening of the intellect, weakening of the will. And the third consequence is we have this thing called concupiscence. Class, or after me. Concupiscence. Exactly. What's concupiscence? Well, it's that little cornucopia thing. Concupiscence is the fact that we're attracted to sin. That you and I look around this world and we know things are bad for us and we still choose them. I don't know if you know this, but how many of us, give a shout out for McDonald's French fries. Man, McDonald's French fries are so tasty as long as they're warm. And one of the reasons is because, back in the day, McDonald's French fries had 3 ingredients: potatoes, salt, and lard. That was it. Currently, McDonald's French fries have 19 ingredients. And you can know that, you guys, I learned that 2 years ago. And I wish I could say I've never been back to McDonald's since. And I can honestly say, I have not been to McDonald's since Monday. But I got to the end of my French fries and I didn't eat the last 5. So it's kind of like, why? Because we have darkening of the intellect, weakening of the will, and we have this concupiscence. We're attracted to sin, which is just remarkable. And here's the thing is, we all have this. This is what's called original sin. In fact, I remember there's a priest back in the day, and he said he didn't like that term original sin because he's like, how is a child born with original sin? And he used this term instead. He called it the original wound. And this original wound is the wound we've all inherited. This darkening of the intellect, the weakening of the will, the attraction to sin. And I know that we can hear that and say, that's stupid. It's not fair. And you're right. We inherit a bunch of things that aren't fair. You might have to wear glasses because your parents had to wear glasses. You inherited that. It's not fair. You might have inherited an inclination to alcoholism. It's not fair. You might have inherited asthma. It's not fair. You guys, I will never be taller than 5'10". It is not fair. But it's what I've inherited, and I deal my best with it. We've all inherited this reality that you are good, but you're broken. It's one of the reasons why St. Paul, he said, there is no temptation that's come against you that is not common to all humanity. We all experience this. As Troy Bolton stated, we are all in this together.